The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious.
I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this business.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another brand new episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Thursday, April 29th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. I'm joined by my co-host, the Savage One, Tony Spark. How you doing, Tone?
I am doing good, buddy. Have only used that one time, so I'm still not used to it, but I'm doing good, man. It's been a busy week, and I know you've had a busy week as well. And it's, even though it's Thursday, it's our Monday. But it's a new episode this week. We actually have a new one right now.
Yeah, it's our Monday. We haven't done a brand new show in a week exactly. Our last new show was last Thursday, but had some things going on a little bit later in the show. Tell you why we didn't have a show yesterday. But in any case, you know what? Let's go ahead and kick things off the way we do each and every day with a question for my co-host. Tony, you work in a retail big box type store. What is the weirdest thing you've ever seen shoplifted or heard about being shoplifted from your store?
As weird as it is, the strangest thing, fresh fish. Like that. And not just like they threw it in something, like they took it out of the package and they stuffed it in their pocket.
Ew.
That's the weirdest thing to me. Like, I don't know why you would do that. Like, I mean, stealing food is not out of the norm. Like, they hide stuff under things, and there's a lot of stuff. But the weirdest one I can remember was somebody actually took the salmon, opened it up, and just like stuffed it like in their purse to get it out.
Yeah.
That's, and I just don't know. But yeah, that would be probably the weirdest one that comes to mind. I'm sure there's weirder, but it's a little odd to me if you're going to do that for fresh fish.
Yeah, that certainly qualifies as weird. And I would assume that they weren't the most upstanding citizen, right?
No. Probably not even the brightest crayon in the box either.
Based on stuff in fresh fish in your purse? Probably not.
Yeah.
Well, all that goes to say that a former investigator no longer works at the New York State Police after an administrative investigation was launched following an alleged theft at a Walmart in Oneida. Employees at the Walmart claimed 49-year-old William B. Kiefer allegedly stole moisturizer and women's underwear from the store, according to the Times-Union in Albany. The employees called Oneida City Police to report the incident, but later declined to press charges. Despite not facing charges, New York State Police confirmed Kiefer was suspended without pay in mid-April. Director of Public Information for State Police, Bo Duffy, told News Channel 2 Investigator Kiefer is no longer employed by the state police. He was suspended without pay on April 13th, and an administrative investigation was open, but he chose to retire. If you are especially somebody who's supposed to be upholding the law, don't go and steal women's underwear. Especially,
don't go breaking the law either. I mean, it's you're a peace officer. Like, you obviously have signed up to commit to that, and if it's anything like, it's not like where I work, but even though I'm not currently at that job, I still uphold the ethics and respect of that company, because anything I do in my personal life is still a reflection on what I do there. So, just because you're off and you're out stealing and stuff, I mean, that's It's no bueno, man, especially what you're stealing. It's like, come on, dude.
Yeah. And that's the thing, as a police officer, you need to be that one step above the normal everyday citizen in the example that you put out there in the world. Going to Walmart, which is already sort of a sketchy proposition, stealing moisturizer and women's underwear doesn't help your case any. So,
no.
Yeah, they didn't press charges, but it is probably a good thing that he no longer works for the New York State Police.
Agreed. It's funny. I just actually on Tuesday caught a guy shoplifting canned chicken.
Interesting.
I was responding to a no mask call, and when I walked by, student in a trench coat, I saw him pick it up and he put it in there, and then when he turned around, he saw me, and I pretended to look around, and I followed him, and he went to self-checkout, and I was waiting. I was like, come on, dude, pull it out. And he ended up, I think he knew I was right there and I had seen him. He pulled it out and paid for it. But it's just like, it's canned chicken, bro. Just, geez Louise.
I don't know
if you have to steal it, you can't afford it. You don't need it.
I don't know what it is about Costco, but people sure like stealing meat from you guys.
They do, man. You'd be amazed. People steal a lot of stuff.
Well, folks,
or they try at least.
It is Thursday, and we've got a wonderful show lined up for you today. Let's talk about today's show, shall we?
The third day, all right? Monday, 1 day. Tuesday, 2 day. Wednesday, when? Huh? What day? Thursday. The third day, okay?
It is Thursday, the third day, and as we do on Thursdays, my favorite segment, Florida Man. We've got a segment called Weirdly Pure. Our call-in topic today is Home Ownership Sucks. We have a segment called Funny Amazon Reviews. We round out the day with This Day in History, and Tony is up next with the entertainment news. Folks, do not go anywhere. We will be right back.
Behold my precious. Ooh, let me tell you something right here. It's the Loot Crate subscription box, full of exclusive loot, fun surprises delivered to your door every month.
Just pick up your favorite geeky genre, Daddy.
From the original Loot Crate, the Loot Crate Deluxe collectible boxes, dude. Cowabunga!
To the Loot Gaming video game box. Woohoo! Yee-hoo! Wowzers! With crits starting as low as $11.99 per month, there's a box just about for all collectors.
To get your geek on, head over to phoenixmedia.us/Loot Crate and claim your exclusive offer. That's FENIXmedia.us/Loot Crate. Great Scott!
Snap into a Loot Crate, dig it?
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer.
I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. We've got a little thing we talk about a couple times each show. It is the Fenix Line, our 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys, the watchers and listeners, an opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever, including, maybe you saw somebody shoplift something weird, maybe stuff some meat down their pants like Tony had seen. Well, we want to hear about it. Give us a call at 855-FENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now, it is the second segment of this show, and you know what that means. Tony's here with the entertainment news.
Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, April 29th. It is draft day, and here's your Filippo Fast Five. Flintstone sequel series are in the works from Warner Brothers Animation, and Elizabeth Banks will produce and voice Pebbles.
Nope.
Does Pebbles even talk?
Right.
Just makes,
I don't remember.
I know when they were teenagers, right? They did do a teenage version, but
right, I forgot about that.
Yeah, kind of weird. Star Wars The Mandalorian game is reportedly in development, so that sounds awesome. Not much more details other than it will follow the adventures of Mando and Grogu. So keep an eye out on that. Hopefully I don't mess that one up. DC Fandom, the global event so nice they're doing it twice. That's right, DC fans, after garnering 22 million views across 220 countries, the innovative event returns October 16th, 2021. That could be really good. They did a great job last year.
Yeah,
in baseball news, scary incident last night as Phillies' Bryce Harper is okay after taking a 97-mile-per-hour fastball to the face. He went to the hospital. He did go on Twitter and Instagram after and let everybody know he's okay. He obviously will be out with some injuries for a while. So it's kind of the bad thing in baseball. If you hit somebody, even if it's accidental, your pitcher is going to get retribution because they beamed the pitcher that hit him. The Phillies pitcher threw a 95-mile-per-hour fastball to that guy's back. So caused a little bit of a scuffle between the teams and not good. And it sucks. I just saw Bryce Harper on Sunday here in Colorado at the Rockies game. He hit the only two scores the Phillies had. He hit 2 home runs. So weird to see, like, in just a matter of a few days, what could happen. So.
And I'm sure when he comes back, he'll have one of those special helmets that has that extra guard that comes down.
Oh, for sure. And he already kind of had one. It was only like a half, but he'll probably have a much bigger one for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Brutal. And then lastly, as today is draft day, the Broncos acquire QB Teddy Bridgewater from the Panthers for a 6th-round pick in what is actually kind of a steal, as the Broncos will only pay $3 million of Bridgewater's guaranteed plus $1.5 million salary. So 4.5 for a backup who could be a starter, considering the Bears paid 1 year, $10.5 million for Andy Dalton. So, not a bad deal in that area. As a Bronco fan, I think the Teddy Bridgewater thing, acquisition is the word I'm saying, is not necessarily a let's go do a backflip, we're winning the championship. Like, if we would have got Deshaun Watson, that would have been a Peyton Manning holy F moment. But, but with him being tangled in 22 lawsuits, that just isn't going to happen. And Teddy could be good. We'll see what happens tonight. I know this is entertainment news, not draft talk, but I'm hoping we get a good haul tonight. So
and
we'll see.
We'll have a whole lot of draft talk tomorrow when G-Man joins us for 2 segments. We'll talk about the first round tonight and then sort of predicting the second, third, and so on from there. So if you do want the NFL draft, just tune in tomorrow, and we've got a couple segments dedicated to it.
That'll be good. I'm excited. But for entertainment news, like normally I'd save this for Monday or Tuesday show, but the box office report. Got to know what happened in the box office, even though it's Thursday. This is for April 23rd through the 25th. Mortal Kombat! No surprise. The number 1 movie, flawless victory. Get over here. Throw every pun you want, as it opened up with $22.5 million. And it's better than its anticipated $15 million opening. Great. And on top of that, this movie is also available on HBO Max for streaming. So we don't know the figures, but it is off to a great start. Definitely, I think Kong versus Godzilla kicked off the summer movie season, essentially. Mortal Kombat keeps that going. The only crappy thing is May doesn't have a whole lot in the beginning. It's towards the back end of May is when that summer push happens. But hey, this is great for box office. Other movies this week, Demon Slayer, the movie. I've never heard of this, but
it's an anime.
Is it? Well, It did $19.5 million.
It has a big following.
It has a massive, I know it's the highest grossing movie or Japanimation movie in Japan, because Jimmy on the Pop Culture Kaboom was all over this movie and telling me about it. And I'm just like, I don't know. I've never heard of it.
Did it even beat out Pokemon over there, or does that not count as?
Yeah, no, it's bigger. It is bigger than Pokemon out there.
Wow.
So, don't know anything about it, but if you're interested, it's out, and it did 19.5. Godzilla vs. Kong brought in 4.2, bringing its total $86.5 million, which is pretty dang impressive for post-pandemic or pandemic numbers there. The movie Nobody brought in 1.86, going strong at 21.6 million. Raya and the Last Dragon brought in 1.68, bringing its total of 39.8 million. The Unholy Negan, 1.4, bringing its total to 11.5. Yeah, not that impressive. Tom and Jerry, 0.65, bringing its total of 43.4, which actually Tom and Jerry was the one that kickstarted. I said Kong versus Zilla, but it was actually surprisingly the movie we had no desire to see, Tom and Jerry.
Exactly. Yeah.
Still got to give that movie props for what it's done. So, yeah, crazy. And now we go on to the movies nobody's heard of. Together brought in 0.522. The Girl Who Believes in Miracles, 0.337, bringing its total to 2.4. And this one you have heard of, The Courier, 0.264, bringing its total of 5.9. That rounds out your box office top 10 this weekend. No new movies coming out this weekend that I can think of to rival Mortal Kombat. So I anticipate that to be number 1 again. Probably not bringing in near as much, but there's nothing to really get excited with this weekend as far as movies go.
Well, I'll be contributing to that because I've had such a crazy week that I haven't had a chance to see it on HBO Max or in theaters. So I am planning on going to see it in theaters this weekend the way it's meant to be seen.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. But if anyone's curious for this week's movie releases, Things Heard and Seen and Without Remorse.
Without Remorse is a Amazon Prime movie starring Michael B. Jordan. It's a Tom Clancy movie.
Oh, well, there you go. And then it looks like, limited release for The Mitchells versus the Machines, which I think is a Netflix one.
Yep.
So that gets a limited theater release, and The Virtuoso.
Well, you know why?
There's just nothing super exciting there.
Yeah. You know why they're doing that limited release?
To get a little extra money, or a little garner, a little thing.
No, to make it eligible for awards, because in order to be considered for the Golden Globes or the Academy Awards for Best Animated Feature, it has to be in theaters for at least a certain limited run. So that's why they do that.
Did not know that. See, you learning stuff here on the Fenix show. I didn't actually know that because I'm just like, I don't know why these ones are getting small releases because that was like your limited release calendar. So Mortal Kombat, likely your champion again this weekend.
Exactly.
I know, let's see, the Oscars happened this last week. Do we even want to cover those? It's probably irrelevant at this point. Yeah.
The only thing worth noting is that the Best Picture, Nomad Land, which looked like a snooze fest to me, was actually filmed in northern Nevada here. And apparently it is the first Best Picture winner since like 1988 to be filmed in this area. So,
really? Where did they film it at?
Middle of the desert somewhere.
Gotcha. That's not the one with the Eternals director, is it?
I don't think so.
No, that was the Glenn from Walking Dead movie.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay. Well, here's a fun one. We'll save this one. We've got 1:40 left, so I'll save old Joe Exotic for tomorrow. But here's a random one. The Noid is back. You remember the Noid from Domino's?
Totally. I was just thinking about the Nintendo game.
Yeah, well, the Noid, the Domino's annoying pizza-destroying mascot from the 80s, is coming back to stop self-driving pizza delivery cars and also to fight Crash Bandicoot. It's a weird-ass story. That's not a sentence you expected to read, and this guy didn't expect to write it, but here we are. Welcome to whatever version of reality this is. Domino's is bringing back the Noid, a villainous character who first appeared in the pizza chain's commercials in 1986. After starring in commercials, video games, and more for a few years as a part of a bizarre marketing campaign, the Noid fell out of fashion around the same time a man in 1989 held Domino's employees hostage, seemingly over his anger about the character. I didn't know that's why he went away.
I didn't know that either.
But it's 2021 and everything is stupid now, so the Noid is back. One of the first missions is to kick Crash Bandicoot's furry ass in a mobile game called Crash on the Run. The Noid will start appearing in the game as a mini-boss on May 7th for a limited time, and beating him will unlock some new pizza-themed skins and cosmetics. I don't know why. Maybe Crash owes the Noid some money. Even the big press release Domino's announcing the Noid's return doesn't give a good reason, with the company writing, maybe it was the chaos of 2020 that gave the Noid the confidence to return, or the possibility, the fact that Domino's has continued to innovate around great pizza delivery with amazing technology. The Noid will star in Domino's commercials in which he has to intercept and destroy Domino's new self-driving robotic delivery vehicles, which are currently being tested in Houston. Domino's Pizza paints this as yet another example as the villainous Noid being an annoying asshole. This is the article. I didn't write it, but the Noid. Avoid the Noid will still be the tagline. So I don't know, man. This is a good throwback for our childhood there. I actually interested to see all of it. As far as the Crash Bandicoot tie-in,
yeah,
it
could be fun.
Marketing as its finest.
Yeah, I expect next to see the California Raisins and Spot from 7-Up.
Oh, yeah, man. Spot was legit. So, but there you go. That's your somewhat entertainment into the birthday, shall we?
It's my birthday!
Oh, yeah. What is with birthdays today? Jerry Seinfeld turned 66. Actor Daniel Day-Lewis turned 63. Michelle Pfeiffer turns 62. Uma Thurman turns 50. Andre Agassi turns 50 as well. Actress Grace Kaufman turns 18. And that is it for your celebrity birthdays. Happy birthday, everybody.
Well, folks, that does it for the entertainment news. When we come back, it's my favorite segment. We explore America's penis and the strange things that happen down there. Yes, it's time for Florida Man. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after these messages.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But
2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at StopTextStopWrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Kubo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm going to do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show, and we are all over social media with many of you watching us as we speak on Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Now, if you want to get a hold of me on social, I'm available at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. That's Kristian with a K, Fenix with an F, radio, of course, with an R, or on Twitter and Instagram at Fenix Media Radio. Tony's available at facebook.com/Tony Spark. That's SPARK 81, or on Instagram at Tony.Sanfilippo81. Now it is.
You can follow me now. I have 110 followers. You could be 111 and 112 and so forth. That's Tony Spark. Follow the Sparky one, baby.
Do it. Well, folks, it is Thursday, and as we do on Thursdays, it's my favorite segment. Yes, we explore America's penis and the strange things that happen down there. It is time for Florida Man.
Are you share with us?
The male erection, pitching a tent, sporting wood, icicles formed, marches on.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Stiffy, Mr. Mortis. Rigor mortis is set in. Flesh rocket, Jack's Magic Beanstalk, Tall Tommy, Mushroom on a Stick, Mr. Mushroom Head, Purple-Headed Yogurt Slinger, and Pedro.
Pedro?
Pedro? It is funny, I have this, you can't see it here, I have this banner from spring training this last year, and it's got the state of Florida on there, and it really does look like a penis.
If you're looking at a map.
Just drooping.
If you're looking at a map, and this is why I call it America's penis, and many people do, if you look from Minnesota all the way down to Louisiana, it looks like a chef, the profile of a chef. Tennessee is a serving tray, and Kentucky is a chicken or a turkey. And then Florida looks like a penis that fell off. So, that's why it's America's penis.
It's crazy. I see it now. It's there as I was listening to that. I'm like, huh. But anyways, it is Florida Man, and I have at least 10 ridiculous stories for you if we have time for them all. So let's go down to Okaloosa County in Florida, as a Florida man in an apparent drug-induced state stabbed a mattress with a bedpost and tore it apart with his bare hands as he searched for another man he believed was his girlfriend's lover hiding inside. Authorities said Felipe Oquendo had smoked meth before accusing his girlfriend of cheating on him, holding her against her will inside a bedroom. The unidentified girlfriend managed to escape the locker room and called deputies while the erratic Oquendo was fighting the man in the mattress. When deputies arrived, Oquendo claimed to have been holding the man down, but then he slipped out and left. He also claimed that he never forced his girlfriend to stay, asking for her help to figure out why he left the mattress or why he felt the mattress moving. Quindo had allegedly admitted to smoking meth before the incident. Police recovered a glass pipe in his possession. Oquendo was charged with domestic violence-related false imprisonment and possession of drug paraphernalia. Can you just picture this dude fighting a mattress? Babe, I know he's in here. I know he is.
I figured...
Damn Serta sheep, isn't it?
I figured either meth or bath salts were involved, and sure enough, it was meth.
Meth! All right, going to Winter Park, Florida. Police say 58-year-old Florida man shot his roommate because he was angry about cat hair being on the couch. Craig Tull is facing charges of robbery with a firearm, shooting into a dwelling, aggravated battery, and aggravated assault following the incident early Wednesday at his Central Florida home. The roommate told investigators that Tull pulled the gun after getting angry about the cat hair. According to court documents, Tull fired in the direction of the roommate and said, "The next one's gonna be you." The Orlando Sentinel reports Tull then jabbed the gun into the roommate's rib cage, causing minor cuts and bruises. Police said Tully initially refused to leave the house after officers arrived. Tull is being held without bond. Jail records don't list a lawyer, because who wants to cover the crazy cat hair man?
Way to go, a-hole!
I'm going to kill you! There's cat hair on the couch. He's a big, angry looking dude.
Talk about nightmare roommates. Jeez.
Yeah, that's nuts. Florida man, let's see. This is a really short one, so this will be easy to go because we're going to Punta Gorda, Florida. Usually too much booze and ice cream will land a person on the toilet with some tummy trouble. But for this Florida man, it landed him in jail. 65-year-old man from Punta Gorda, Florida, landed himself behind bars after he repeatedly called 911 because he had a stomach ache from eating too much booze and ice cream. Officers were dispatched to the man's house for the first time, and he offered them $20 to go get booze. The officers explained for the proper use of 911 and left. The next day, he called 911 again, but this time it was to get ice cream out of his freezer because he couldn't get it out of his recliner. He was arrested and charged with misuse of 911.
I pooped my pants.
Oh, it's very similar to one a few weeks ago, but that one was funny.
Yeah.
For the ice cream. Wow. Okay, so this one is coming out of Pinellas Park, Florida. A drunk Florida man wasn't born with the identity he allegedly gave police. After he kicked out of a Barbara St. Ponce public library in Pinellas Park for causing a disturbance, the man identified himself to police as Jason Bourne, the fictional super spy created by Robert Lyndon and portrayed in the movies by Matt Damon. Police, I gotta turn off my reader view because it gets rid of this story. Chapman, so, all right, where do we leave here? All right, police eventually identified the Words are hard today, kids.
Not even Wednesday.
Inebriated man as 45-year-old Jonathan William Chapman. Chapman also gave officers a fake social security number. The 45-year-old was arrested on first-degree misdemeanor charge of resisting an officer without violence. Just pretending to be Jason Bourne.
Oh, good for you.
And if he really was Jason Bourne, 1, he wouldn't be arrested, and 2, he would have been resisting with violence.
Yeah. I'm Jason Bourne, man. Going to Orlando now, a Florida man was arrested after authorities say he tried to quarantine on a shuttered island within Walt Disney World, thinking it was a tropical paradise. Richard McGuire, 42, was found on Disney's Discovery Island on Thursday, police said. He told investigators he had been there since Monday or Tuesday and had planned to stay there for at least a week. Security guard noticed McGuire using a company boat Thursday and called authorities. Despite numerous no trespassing signs and multiple locked gates, McGuire told investigators he did not realize the area was off limits. Richard stated he was unaware of that and that it looked like a tropical paradise, according to the arrest report. McGuire was arrested and charged with trespassing. Discovery Island was previously called Treasure Island and was the site of a zoological attraction that closed in 1999. Like, how would you think that's okay anyways? Like, you just took a boat and you went there, and I've seen the island. It is out there and everything. I mean, but it doesn't look like a tropical paradise. It just sits in the middle of that Bay Lake, right? It just sits there.
Well, there's only one explanation for why this guy thought it.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
Well, speaking of dumb, I think we have time for one more, as there's always enough stories to do these, you know. But we will go down to Cape Coral, Florida, where a man who drives around on a motorized cart while wearing a blue bonnet, purple and red flowery dress, black jacket, white tennis shoes, made off with 28 cans of infant formula. Cape Coral police are looking to identify the man seen at 9:40 p.m. on Saturday, dressed as described above, at a Cape Coral Publix. They said the man resembles a suspect who's done this with similar crimes in North Fort Myers, Naples, and Punta Gorda. Oh man, this is interesting. The picture's classic, I'll tell you that. Police responded to the Publix at Midpoint Center on Santa Barbara Boulevard, where a worker said she saw a man in his 50s on surveillance cameras. The complainant claimed that the man took 28 Infamil formula cans and concealed them under his dress. He left the store without paying. The value was in excess of $450. So, just type in blue bonnet Florida man and you will see this dude's picture. It is an African-American gentleman with a blue bonnet, a dress, and a motorized scooter that looks little like Jamie Foxx in this photo, just a little bit. So it's not him, but just ridiculous. Florida man, you never disappoint. I'll tell you that much.
It certainly never does. So, folks, that does it for Florida man. So sad to see it go, but we'll have more next week. When you come back, we've got a segment called Weirdly Pure. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. We made it to the final segment of the first hour of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. But do not fret, there is still plenty ahead with our second hour, including our call-in topic of home ownership sucks. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Amazon, about 20 in all. While you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think. And tell your friends, because sharing is caring. Now, in this segment, I wanted to talk about the internet and social media. And, obviously we know all about the bad things that happen based on the internet, trolls, and how divisive it's gotten. Well,
trolls?
And not the cute kind, not the DreamWorks World Tour kind, more of the anonymous, hateful keyboard warriors behind their screens, behind that veil of anonymity. But as we do on Fridays, where we turn the table on bad news and make it good news, everyone, wanted to turn the table a little bit on the internet and social media to talk about some weirdly pure posts. And so, just going to run down some of these things that, they may be strange, but they are pure, and they might make your heart feel just that much better. So let's go ahead and get into it with our very first one.
Good job.
This one came from Racing Barracarts, I guess so. Said, my fiance just whispered in my ear, "You're my secret Santa." So I said, "What?" And he went, shit, I meant soulmate.
Dude, that's funny.
You confuse soulmate with secret Santa. It's the same thing, And
yeah. Oh man, it's funny.
And that makes for a great inside ongoing joke. All right, let's move on with weirdly pure posts.
Good job.
This one that Tony, you never have to worry about this from me, but this guy's buddy was nervous because his long-distance girlfriend asked him to send her a dick pic. This is what your crew is for. He sent a group message to, from what I can tell, is about a half a dozen of his friends, a picture of the junk. and says basically all of the replies that he got from his friends that says, I don't know, you think she'll like it? Somebody else replies, it honestly looks really good, Derek. Somebody else, does the lightning make my balls look weird? Somebody else in the group, are you kidding? The balls are the best part. Somebody else, second the balls. Another person, love the balls. And then finally, you got this, man. She loves you and she'll love this. Tony, I'm never going to send you one to see what you think, but apparently this guy is comfortable enough with his group that he was able to send that. And
yeah, good on them. Yeah, I'm not. I've never been that. I'm close with you and a lot of other guys as far as friends go, but yeah, that's not something I'm looking to do. So
let's keep moving on with weirdly pure posts. Good job. For instance, this one, and I'll post this up on our Facebook page so you guys can see all of the pictures and things associated with it. But apparently bodybuilders go to a tiny town to cheer themselves up when they're feeling sad. And it's
tiny town, you're going to go to tiny town.
And it really is. I mean, it's probably like a quarter scale town where bodybuilders are working out, they're hanging out, shirts off, rolling around on little tiny motorcycles and, just having fun, I guess, making themselves feel good after, maybe they feel sad and they just feel like giants there.
That's so weird. Come on down. We're going to go to tiny town. We're going to lift some weights. I might show you a junk picture with some lightning on my balls. I'm going to pop it up and these little people will feel the wrath of me. These Sparkinator. I'm going to come bring the thunder. And I give the good old girlies a lightning.
What's funny is there is a picture in here that looks like a guy that could be Arnold's brother. So very fitting with the
nice. Nice. Good stuff.
Let's keep moving on, talking weirdly pure posts. Good job. This one comes from an article from the Wall Street Journal. Headline, Mom throws dream party for personal injury lawyer obsessed toddler. And it's a picture of this little kid with cardboard cutouts of what you would expect, a personal injury lawyer, what you see on the side of a bus or a billboard and, cardboard cutout, autograph picture, the guy's face on a cake. And the caption, this is honest to God, one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen. The idea of giving a baby a theme party based on a local personal injury attorney is something I am so jealous of. I don't know how to properly put it into words. Also, the fact that the lawyer didn't come to the party somehow makes it even funnier. And apparently, the lawyer didn't come, but he did send a autograph photo. So he knows that there might be a future personal injury lawyer on the way.
Yeah, what's that guy in Reno that always does those pictures?
Joey Gilbert.
Joey Gilbert party. Like here, we would have the strong arm Frank Azar parties.
There you go.
Call in the strong arm, Frank Azar. Now he has to say, "No, I can't guarantee you I'll get you $1 million, but I could sure try." He used to always guarantee he would get you up to $1 million, and he's since changed the moniker a bit.
He was probably sued himself because he didn't get somebody up to $1 million.
Exactly.
Let's keep rolling on, talking weirdly pure posts. Good job. This one from Bumblebee Bat said, yesterday at work, these two 12-year-old boys came through my line, and I'm instantly like, oh boy, because solo children at grocery store are always forces of chaos, good or bad. But thankfully, these ones were totally pleasant, and when I asked if they wanted a receipt, one of them pulled out a random receipt from his bag and asked, do you? And I lost my shit. So apparently, 12-year-old kids who just making a cashier's day.
It's insane.
Let's keep rolling on, talking weirdly pure posts. Good job. This one looks like a meme from the Netflix show Forged in Fire. Picture of a knife on a block, and it said, my blade reminds me of my wife, strong and very sexy. Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, it's so nice.
I mean, you would think it would be something awful following that, but no, he appreciates his wife, and I appreciate that he appreciates his wife.
That is a good thing, as you should. You should definitely appreciate your partner, for sure.
Exactly. Let's keep rolling on. Weirdly pure posts. Good job. This one from Gayer Luke says, security question. What is the last name of your first grade teacher? My first grade teacher, hacking my bank account. I'm in. Yeah, just a funny thought that, with the security questions, how random they can be. I can't even answer half of them because I don't remember the first street I grew up on. I don't remember the last name of my first grade teacher.
You're like, yeah. I do. I remember mine was Mrs. Cronenberger.
Hey, good job.
Yep. She was not a nice lady. I had her for 2 years. Mrs. Cronenberger. And her teacher aide, Mrs. Brown.
Maybe she's logging into your bank account, stealing some things from you.
No, I don't think she's around, bro.
Oh, gotcha.
She was pretty old back then. And I'm pretty old now. So unless there's a super serum that Mrs. Cronenberger took, I don't think she's there. Not to be mean. Like, God bless her. I'm sure she's in heaven. Just as a little kid, she was mean.
Well, to be fair, we thought everybody was old at that age, but
yeah, this is true. She was probably like 25 or something. She's so old. No, she looked like a grandma. So,
well, let's keep rolling on. We're talking weirdly pure posts.
Good job.
This one, somebody throws up, God, I love Skrillex. There is no one better. To which this person, who I'm sure his girlfriend was standing over his shoulder, wrote, wrong. My girlfriend is the most amazing person in the world. Again, so sweet.
So sweet. Oh, you little rubbers. Oh.
And let's see. I'm looking for a good one to take us out. All right. And this one, you definitely have to go to our Facebook page after the fact to see it. But Yif Master says, wakes up in a cold sweat. A Wario-style negative version of Bowser who's ultra cheerful and peppy called Wowster. And it's a
Wario! Wowster!
And it's just a cute version of Bowser snapping their fingers and pinks and purples. And again, if you're a video game fan and you just need a good pick-me-up, well, it is actually very sweet. So, folks, that is it for the first hour of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. When we come back, we've got our call-in topic of home ownership sucks. Enjoy the long break, listen to the news, take a potty break, grab yourself some tea.
Potty!
We will see you guys all in about 7 minutes. You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. Look at this little face. How could you not love him?
Hamilton the Pug, Instagram star and shelter pet. Amazing adoption stories start in shelters. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
You make sure his toys don't have any sharp edges. You taught her what to do when the smoke alarm goes off. You do so much to keep your child safe. But are you using the right car seat for your child? Car crashes are a leading killer of children ages 1 to 13. Protect your child's future at every stage of life. For information on the right seat for your child, visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat.
A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council. So you see, son, good manners are important. Should I go through it again?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Exactly. Always say please, thank you, you're welcome, and excuse me. Sit up straight, hold doors open, don't speak with your mouth full, keep your elbows off the table. Share your things, play nice, and generally treat others the way you'd like to be treated. Got it?
Got it.
And stop picking your nose.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
I'm a retired school psychologist, and helping people was my thing. After my stroke, when Meals on Wheels started, I was on the other end of the stick, so to speak. My name is Julius Gaines, creative writer, poet, photographer.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media, the multiverse of pop culture entertainment. To explore our complete lineup of quality programs, head over to phoenixmedia.us or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Phoenix Media Radio.
From Feature Story News in Washington, I'm Simon Marks. Russian opposition activist Alexei Navalny has appeared in court via video link, his first public appearance since he abandoned a hunger strike that lasted 24 days. He appeared gaunt and claimed a defamation case against him is politically motivated. From FSN's Moscow bureau, Daria Bondarchuk reports.
Alexei Navalny spoke via video link from a prison in Vladimir region. The politician is serving a jail term of more than 2.5 years in a case he calls political. Meanwhile, Navalny's team had to officially disband a network of regional offices ahead of another court ruling that may declare it an extremist organization.
India's foreign secretary is praising the international community for what he called an outpouring of assistance in light of the country's spiraling COVID-19 crisis. The country's hospitals and crematoria are overwhelmed by a wave of new infections and deaths. FSN's Rebecca Bundan is in our Mumbai bureau.
India does need this kind of help, and fortunately it is coming in from various parts of around the world, but many fear that this crisis is already so deep now that if these numbers continue to rise, it means that India just needs more and more of this equipment, and it's really just a huge challenge for everybody to deal with this now at this point, once it's got to this crisis point.
The mayor of New York City, Bill de Blasio, says he's aiming to lift all coronavirus restrictions by July the 1st. It comes more than a year after the Big Apple was the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic, and at a time when only 30% of its residents have been fully vaccinated against the virus. From FSN's bureau in New York, Sarah Walton reports.
Speaking on MSNBC, New York Mayor Bill de Blasio said the city could be back to normal in just over a month's time.
Our plan is to fully reopen New York City on July 1st. We are ready for stores to open, for businesses to open, offices, theaters, full strength.
Details on how restrictions will be lifted are yet to be announced, but it comes as a sharp contrast to the normally cautious approach to reopening taken by the mayor. New daily cases of COVID-19 in the city have dropped by nearly 40% in the last month, but just 33% of people in the state have been fully vaccinated against the virus. Sarah Walton, New York.
The United Nations says an 85% cut in British aid to its Sexual and Reproductive Health Agency will be devastating for women around the world. The money funds a global family planning programme. The UK is the biggest donor, but the British government says reductions in spending are inevitable due to the pandemic. The US economy grew by 6.4% in the first quarter of this year, the fastest growth in 4 decades. Meanwhile, new unemployment claims dropped substantially last week. Both sets of data are boosting White House hopes that an economic turnaround is now underway. From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
Keyboard Cat, Hamilton the Pug, and Toast Meets World. These are some of the internet's most beloved pets, and they all have one thing in common. Their stories started in a shelter. Start your story. Adopt a dog or cat today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find a pet near you. Training that pet to play the keyboard, that's optional. Start a story. Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today. Brought to you by Maddie's Fund, the Humane Society of the United States, and the Ad Council.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
How's it going? I'm having a stroke. Are you going to shake my hand? I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke. When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
The storks are bringing me a baby brother. We can do this together.
All right, let's go. Storks know how to keep kids safe. Do you?
Oh my gosh, you don't know.
I know.
You don't. Oh man, you laugh when you're uncomfortable.
No. Making sure your child is in the right car seat is one of the steps to safer travel.
I will rock this.
You will rock this. To know for sure that your child is in the right car seat for their age and size, visit safercar.gov/the right seat.
Cool. Very cool.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
The following is a production of Fenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners.
Laugh it up, fuzzball.
I'm about to do to you what Limp Bizkit did to music in the late 90s.
Surely you can't be serious. I am serious. And don't call me Shirley.
Here goes the last DJ.
Gentlemen, I wash my hands of this weirdness.
Welcome back, folks, to the second hour of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. It is Thursday, April 29th. We are your daily dose of laughs and levity in a crazy, crazy world. Still joined by my co-host, the Savage One, Mr. Tony Spark. Tony, you ready for the fastest hour of the day?
I sure am, buddy. Let's roll on in to the fastest hour.
Right on. Well, this is the interactive portion of the show where we want to hear from you guys, the listeners and watchers, on our topic of the day, which is why we give it 24 hours in advance. Hopefully you give us a call on the Fenix line at 855-FENIX-RADIO. Of course, you can chime in on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Just click into the live video there and comment with your pick. Or in the next segment, you can join us live on the air via the Stereo app at stereo.com/Fenix Media. Now, today's topic is one that is very current events, at least for me. We're talking home ownership sucks. You know, obviously the dream is to own your own home, to, live that picket fence life. But you know what? Home ownership is not always what it's cracked up to be. The reason I mentioned that and the reason we didn't have a show yesterday was that, over the weekend, as I mentioned late last week, I was going down to Southern California to see my boys, had a great time with them. Came home to find out that a pipe had burst under our foundation, had to get plumbers out, had to get emergency flood services out to come pump things out. And of course, timing wise, trying to get everything figured out. And it took a solid 2.5 days to have everything done. And during that time, we were without water. So couldn't flush the toilet. Couldn't take a shower, couldn't wash our hands. We had to go get all sorts of bottled water just to brush our teeth, had to take showers at friends' house. And you really take public utilities for granted when you don't have them. If the world went into chaos, if there was a zombie apocalypse, if we lost electricity and water, we would be in trouble. So, you know what? That's one of those cases where home ownership has not been the most friendly, even though the other parts of it are pretty cool. Tony, I know you've owned a couple homes in the past, and I'm sure there's times where homeownership has sucked for you. What's an example in your world?
First house I had was this bi-level in Westminster, and among things like it being older, you're naturally going to have things that go wrong. Like we had a pipe burst in the downstairs bedroom because it wasn't a basement. It was just those were like where the guest room in the closet had this weird pipe system, and that broke one day. So we walked into a puddle. That was expensive to replace. But the biggest one was the foundation. So the way the house was set, the foundation never really settled. So the house was sinking in a corner, causing the house to shift, which caused cracks up and down like the walls and ceilings, so your doors wouldn't shut correctly. And this got progressively worse over the years. And the quote to fix it was something like almost $100,000 to have them come out, dig and relift the foundation and put, supports in there. And we were just like, we are not effing paying that. So what sucked is we had to disclose that in, and how we found out was when we had the house for sale. And they did an inspection, and they found it during the inspection. So
even worse.
So from getting top dollar for the house, we barely made it out with anything on that. Like, I feel like we lost our ass on that house more than anything. Because you had to sell it for a lot cheaper because of the foundation issues. But that was the worst one I think I ever experienced as a homeowner.
Yeah. And I remember coming out and staying with you guys and, in one of those downstairs rooms trying to close the door and, had to like pull it with all your force just to close it. And
we never knew what it was either. Like, we just thought it was because the house was old. It was like a 1973 or something like that. And, it turns out it was the foundation. So it got worse and worse because the cracks got worse, like everywhere, like in every room, in every corner, there was cracks on the wall. And that just started, it got progressively worse, but the house is still standing today. It's hasn't fallen into a sinkhole. It's still there.
And maybe the new homeowners went through that whole process, but
dude, when me and the ex, we sold that house, like it was the greatest day ever, even though we knew we were losing our ass out. But to get out of that and not be your problem anymore was nothing short of amazing. So.
Oh, absolutely. And the funny thing about this house is it's not that old. It was built in 2007, but what it fails from is the fact that, it's part of a community where, I'm sure they bought all of their materials on the cheap. They built it somewhat cheaply, even though, it's a nice house. But things start to fail. And, even with the pipes, the plumber was saying, they were using above ground pipes that weren't meant for this. They should have used below ground. And so ultimately that was the cause of the failure.
Oh, it is bad. I'll share when we get to the listeners. I know my uncle didn't chime in, but I'll share some of theirs, and they have not been in their place very long. So
exactly. Well, folks, that's what we're talking about today: is why homeownership sucks every once in a while. When we come back, it is all about you guys. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Behold my precious. Ooh, let me tell you something right here. It's the Loot Crate subscription box, full of exclusive loot, fun surprises delivered to your door every month.
Just pick up your favorite geeky genre, Daddy.
From the original Loot Crate, the Loot Crate DX collectible boxes, dude. Cowabunga!
To the Loot Gaming video game box. Woohoo! Yee-hoo! Wowzers! With crits starting as low as $11.99 per month, there's a box just about for all collectors. To get your geek on, head over to phoenixmedia.us/Loot Crate and claim your exclusive offer. That's FENIX media.us/Loot Crate. Great Scott!
Snap into a Loot Crate, dig it?
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me,
like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix radio show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks. This is the Kristian Fenix radio show. We are smack dab in the middle of the interactive portion of the show where we want to hear from you guys, the listeners and watchers, on our topic of the day. If you want to chime in, head over to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Kristian Fenix Radio. Click into the live video there and comment with your pick for why homeownership sucks. Or you can join us in just a little bit here on the Stereo app. Chat live with us over at stereo.com/Fenix Media. Now, as I mentioned, we are talking about why home ownership every once in a while is just not all it's cracked up to be, with major problems like foundation leaks or foundations dropping. And, they're not fun to fix, and they are very expensive. But of course, there's all the upsides as well that make home ownership worth it. Now, Tony, I assume you reached out to our usual Phoenix fans to find out their home ownership stories. Don't know how many you got back. This is sort of a specific topic, but I'm curious to find out.
Yeah. So the only one I can really think of that actually owned a house, well, I guess a lot of my friends have, but only one got back, and that was Mike and Lacey. And their problem at their last house was their basement. So they'd have basement issues, and there's no one around to fix it, so they have to do it themselves. And their house was super old too, so it's having to go down there and fix the issues, definitely a pain in the ass, and they can get expensive for sure. So
yeah, and unlike renting, where you can call up the landlord and be like, hey, this isn't working, can you come fix it? Or in the case of when we were renting the townhome, and it got to be middle of the summer, and we decided to turn on the AC and figured out there's no AC. And they said there was AC. So they had to come install an AC unit, and then we got that nice, cool air conditioning. But they take care of that. As a homeowner, you got to do that yourself.
Yep. Like squirrels in the attic, that would have been, if I owned this place, that would have been on my dime. And dude, that was an expensive bill too. For that guy to come out and get those squirrels out of there, that was somewhere along the lines of like $4,000 or $5,000 or something like that.
Yeah, pests alone. I mean, the havoc they can cause. I mean, we pay a pest control company to come out once a month to spray and put out mouse traps and all of that, because we get mice that burrow into the walls and poop everywhere. And it's all of those joys of home ownership.
Yeah, it's funny because the guy, he's like, yeah, you might want to reinstall some insulation up here, and you might want to redo this because they destroyed a lot of stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, man.
Not my problem.
I'll pass it along, and the homeowner can deal with that. So that's where like being a renter is good. Although when you outweigh the pros and cons, when you own the house, you have equity and it's money you could be making. Whereas you could be like me, who's renting, and I'm just throwing my money away essentially. But
and especially when rent prices skyrocket, you're at the mercy of, rate increases and all of those crazy things.
Yeah. Well, thank God, like I stayed at this place where it's pretty inexpensive in comparison to a lot of places. So that's nice.
Now, you mentioned before the break that your uncle just moved into a relatively new construction home, and they're already running into issues.
Oh man, you triggered that when talking about cheaply made and being put up fast. So Colorado is obviously booming just like everywhere else, and it's the fastest race to put new builds in because obviously the market's hot for new builds because everybody's stuck in bidding wars for previously established places. So for what you could get there, you could get a brand new house designed to your liking, but they put them up fast. And my uncle and aunt's house, very beautiful home. They moved in January. They had it all started being built in July of last year. So what is that? About 6 or 7 months.
Right.
It ends up being the problems they've had in their first couple months. Let's see, the back door latch broke already on their sliding glass door. Easy fix, but still frustrating. One of the fans went out already. There was their driveway, the foundation didn't settle, and the driveway's already cracking, and their water heater already gave out and was leaking. So those are just a couple of the things that have happened in the short amount of time. I think the central air wasn't working correctly too. So yeah, little things. Now, granted, everything was under warranty, so everything's covered. They didn't have to do out of pockets, but inconvenience and kind of embarrassing for a brand new home company that's trying to be on the up and up. And their big sales pitch, which made them stood out from others, was their houses had finished basements included. And that was a massive sell point. And it's beautifully done, but a lot of faulties along the way. So
yeah, and I was even going to say that the saving grace there, especially with new home construction, is that usually a home warranty is included, backed by the builder. So if something like that does happen, the home builder's on the hook for it. It's not the homeowner who's trying to get a hold of their homeowner's insurance, and then they've got $1,000 deductibles and having to deal with whether or not the claim is accepted, and then their premiums go up. It's just a hassle.
Yeah. Oh, it's a big hassle. Now, on the upside, like Lacey just texted me, like even for all the headaches and stuff, when you can turn around and sell that property down the line and not be like me, because we sold our house when the market crashed. So that's why we lost our ass out on the foundation. I guarantee if I had that problem today, no one would give two rats asses. They'd overpay for the dumb thing. Yeah. Like they were able to sell their house for $45,000 more than what they bought it for. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. You turn a huge profit. So even though you had the headaches, you made money off the deal. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, there are certain advantages, and typically the pros outweigh the cons. It's just when those cons happen, they are soul punching, and
they can be, yeah.
What I've been dealing with for the last 3.5 days, and so it's been tough. But you know what? It's fixed now. We're moving on. We've got a brand new show today, and you know what? Life is good again.
That's good.
All right. So with that being said, we still got about 4 minutes left in this segment. We're going to roll over to the Stereo app. Again, you can join us and chat with us live at stereo.com/Fenix Media. And as I always say before we get into this, the Stereo app is like life, which is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So people may drop bad words. They may say things that aren't necessarily politically correct. Again, we have no control over that because it is truly live. But if something like that does happen, we do move on quickly, and we apologize, of course. So let's go ahead and roll on and see what Stereo has to bring us today. All right. How you doing? You're on the Kristian Fenix radio show.
I'm not a Christian, sorry.
Well, that's okay. You're on the Kristian Fenix show, though. This ain't a religious show. What's up, dude?
Well, we moved on. So, how are you doing today?
Hi, friend.
Apparently, they are on mute. So, we'll move on with our next one. How are you doing today? You're on the Kristian Fenix radio show.
Don't worry, it's not a religious show. Hello.
Boy.
Hello.
People really do not want to talk today. All right, let's keep moving on. Boy, searching for a new talker. Let's see who we can get. Here we go. Amir. Amir, how you doing today? You're on the Kristian Fenix radio show.
Is his name Amir? I am Amir of the desert. Lump, 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 lump.
Got disconnected.
So,
lump. You remember that Colt Chambers song?
I do.
Thanks, Amir. You brought back a good memory.
He hung up just because apparently he didn't find it as much fun as we did. So,
I did.
Let's keep rolling on.
I want to listen to some Colt Chamber now.
How you doing today?
Hi. Hi.
We're talking about home ownership and why home ownership every once in a while sucks. And, maybe if you're a renter, is there any experience in your past where, home ownership has just not been what it was cracked up to be?
Not really. But I do want to say one thing which I don't like about home ownership.
What's
just
that?
One thing. That is, if you decide that you want to immigrate to another country, you can't simply do that. You have to sell the house first. Whereas if you have an apartment, you can simply just pay out of the lease.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And, especially if, buying a new place is contingent on selling your old place and it's in a different country, a different state, whatever it may be, that makes it tough.
Yeah, I'm from England, but I live in America now. And one thing I've found is that, like when you buy a house, it's pretty much made as cheap as possible within the guidelines, the legal guidelines,
Exactly. And we were just talking about that, dealing with issues of cheaply made homes. And you're right. They try and put up as many as cheaply as they can.
Yeah, because when I came to America, I used to see the frame of a house, and I saw a house, the exact shape of it, but it was all wood, and I've never seen that before in any other country, just in America.
Yeah, everything's based on wood foundations here as opposed to concrete, and there's advantages to that, but there are big disadvantages as well. Mm-hmm. But unfortunately, we got to move on. We appreciate you chiming in, and hopefully
thank you.
You'll drop us a follow, and we can have you on a future date.
All right, bye.
All right. Well, look,
that was a pretty good one. He participated. I thought he was going to say something weird political. He sounded like our news guy.
I know.
I thought, that's what I was waiting for. So that was nice. He didn't.
I was for sure that's where he was going, but you know what? It turned out being on topic, which you don't get every day. Well, folks, that does it for the interactive portion of the show. When we come back, we've got a segment called Funny Amazon Reviews. You know what to expect with that. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. So mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole or you have to start all over. Socks going first, then shoes, right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops, the rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. Visit 2min2x.org to find out more. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
This message is for all of you sitting in the passenger seat. And apologies if it gets a little uncomfortable. But how does it feel to be at the mercy of someone who thinks a random text is more important than your life? Someone who takes their eyes off the road while speeding along in a 3-ton hunk of steel. Freaky, right? Well, why not just ask them to stop? Or better yet, volunteer to text for them. It might be a little awkward, but believe me, you'll live.
Learn more at stoptextsstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration.
We are live outside the home of Joe and Rosie Goddard, where a pretty big tickle fight broke out just minutes ago. Sources say their father instigated the laughter. Let's go inside for a comment. Apparently, they have no comment. Dads, let this be a reminder that it only takes a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
How's it going?
I'm having a stroke.
Are you going to shake my hand?
I'm having a stroke.
Wow, you're not even moving your arm.
I'm having a stroke.
When someone is having a stroke, they may not be able to say it with words, but their body language will tell you loud and clear. Look for FAST. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911 immediately. Know the sudden signs. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Hello, Goobo. What have you got planned for today?
Come on, this way.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
It's the most powerful magic there is.
Head outside to discover incredible animals.
Wow.
And beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure. So grab your loved ones and explore a world of possibilities. Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the U.S. Forest Service.
My teacher said that we should have a plan in case of an emergency. Do we have one?
First thing I'm going to do is grab a flashlight with dead batteries.
I'm going to start randomly throwing clothes in the bag. You two will be hiding in the closet and Dad won't be able to find you.
And that's when we both start crying.
Uncontrollably. Can you pass the cutlets?
Winging it is not an emergency plan. Make sure your kids know what to do during an emergency, who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Search Ready Kids at nyc.gov or call 311. Brought to you by the New York City Office of Emergency Management and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. Indeed. This is the Kristian Fenix Radio Show, and as we talk about a couple times each show, we've got a little thing called the Fenix Line, our 24-hour day, 7-day-a-week voicemail line, giving you guys the opportunity to chime in on anything whatsoever, including our call-in topics of the day. For instance, we just finished up with why home ownership sucks sometimes. If you want to leave us a message, give us a call at 855-PHOENIX-RADIO. That's 855-FENIX-RDO or 855-336-4973 for the alphanumerically impaired. All we ask is that you keep it entertaining. We'll compile those together, put them out in a future show. Now, normally this is where we would give you the call-in topic for tomorrow's show, but tomorrow we're actually not doing a call-in topic because we're going to take some extra time with the G-Man, who's going to be joining us, talking with us about the NFL draft, which kicks off tonight. So I'm looking forward to that. And then on our next new show following tomorrow's is when we'll have our next call-in topic. So that's how you go about doing it. And now in the segment, which I've titled Funny Amazon Reviews, pretty self-explanatory. Earlier we were talking about how the internet can be so many trolls, so much anonymity, but every once in a while when it comes to Amazon reviews, well, the creative ones pay off, and we've got a list here of some great Amazon reviews that made me chuckle. Hopefully they will for you as well. All right. So
sorry, I didn't have anything for that. I'm ready for it. It should be a fun segment. I'm just monitoring my my connection issues. That's it. It was green the whole show, and it just slipped down to like a partial, and I'm like, oh, great.
Oh, Xfinity. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's go ahead and kick off with funny Amazon reviews.
It's all green again, so we're good.
We are good.
Yeah, it just went, and I'm just like, oh, great.
Well, this one is Bic for her. And of course,
Bic for her. She's got a big old Bic, and it's for her.
You would expect me to say razor. Well, this is Bic for her medium ballpoint pen.
Oh, yeah. They make pins.
Yep. Well, this user left a 5-star review, and the comment is the review is so good. Says, my husband has never allowed me to write as he doesn't want me touching men's pens. However, when I saw this product, I decided to buy it using my pocket money, and so far it has been fabulous. Once I had learned to write, the feminine color and the grip size, which was more suited to my delicate little hands, has enabled me to vent thoughts about new recipe ideas, sewing, and gardening. My husband is less pleased with this product as he believes it will lead to more independence, and he hates the feminine tingling sensation along with the visions of fairies and rainbows he gets whenever he picks it up. So, if that sways you to buy the Bic for her medium ballpoint pen, I'd say it's a good reason.
It's a very good reason.
What in the actual ass?
Let's keep rolling on, talking funny Amazon reviews. I can't tell if this is an actual product or a joke product, but is the Wenger 1699 Swiss Army knife giant.
Wenger, was it 17?
No, it was almost 1700. It was 16,999, but it literally has maybe 100 gadgets in it and is about 6 inches long for a Swiss Army knife. The review, 3 stars, says, received this knife as a gift for my 18th birthday. Wish I had known what it was because as soon as I touched it, I grew a mustache and became a Navy SEAL. Mom fainted and my dad laughed and handed me a beer. I was born a girl. -2 stars because my breasts were really nice. So apparently this is a man-making Swiss Army knife because it is massive.
Ooh, massive, you say.
And again, I'll be posting these on our Facebook page so you guys can see just how hilarious these Amazon.
Yeah, you better.
You son of a bitch.
All right, the next one from Amazon is a book called Where is Baby's Belly Button? 1-star review. The headline says, do not buy this book. You can see the ending right in the cover. The review, the book is completely misleading. The entire plot revolves around finding baby's belly button. The title makes this much clearer from the beginning. However, there is no mystery. There's no twist. Baby's belly button is right where it's supposed to be, on baby's stomach, right where it clearly shows you it is on the cover of the book. The plot is a complete mess with a result of its reliance on the mystery of where the belly button is. Everything falls apart the second you realize that the belly button was in plain sight all along. There is no conflict. There is no character development. There is scarcely any plot. Whoever wrote this book must have a serious error in judgment because you would have to be an infant not to immediately understand where baby's belly button is. This is one of the worst pieces of literature I have ever read.
Oh my God, this person ruined it for me.
Yeah, a kid's book, and it doesn't leave a whole lot to the imagination, but no mystery, no plot twist, and worst of all, no character development. How could they?
Let's make a movie about it.
Exactly. Let's keep moving on, talking funny Amazon reviews. This one for the WMA Blue Amazon Kindle waterproof case cover protective bag pouch. It's a lot of words to say basically the same thing. 5-star review. The headline says, hoping it'd be crap, her Kindle would slip out and electrocute her. The review, got this for my mother-in-law for bath time, hoping it'd be crap, her Kindle would slip out and electrocute her. So far, the bloody thing is staying in one piece. Great for waterproof Kindle, crap for murder. So, if you want to put an electronic device in it, apparently it does exactly what it's supposed to do.
Wow. Yikes.
Let's keep moving on. Funny Amazon reviews. This one for the Hutzler 571 banana slicer. 5-star review says, saved my marriage. The review, what can I say about the 571B banana slicer that hasn't already been said about the wheel, penicillin, or the iPhone? This is one of the greatest inventions of all time. My husband and I would argue constantly over who had to cut the day's banana slices. It's one of those chores no one wants to do. You know, the old, I spent the entire day rearing our children. Maybe you can pitch in a little and cut these bananas. And of course, you think I have the energy to slave over these damn bananas? I worked a 12-hour shift just to come home to this. These are the things that can destroy an entire relationship. It got to the point where our children could sense the tension. The minute I heard our 6-year-old girl in the bedroom reenacting our daily banana fight with her Barbie dolls, I knew we had to make a change. That's when I found the 571B banana slicer. Our marriage has never been healthier, and we've even incorporated it into our lovemaking. Thanks, 571B banana slicer. These reviews are gold.
I was gonna say, that sounds like a straight up just B-roll commercial right there. Our marriage was on the rocks, but then all of a sudden the banana magic slicer came out, and now we're stoinking 24/7. Thanks, Magic Banana Slicer.
Pitched by Billy Blank, or the ShamWow guy, right?
Yeah, Billy Mays.
Billy
Mays here. Now you want to get laid? You're going to need the Banana Slicer 3000. But wait, not only does it slice and dice and you make your wife feel nice, you're going to need an additional one if you call now. But that's not it. You're also going to get some of this special Looby Lube. You can do what you want with it. Oil the blades, oil the ways. Doesn't matter. This is Billy Mays. That was really just to float with that.
Let's keep rolling on, talking funny Amazon reviews. This review for The Creative Arts by Charles Leonard Glitter. 5 stars, great for more than just arts and craft. The review says, it's a long one. So I wake up in the middle of the night in my 2-bedroom apartment. I find my roommate passed out face down on the wooden floor. I think nothing of it and go back to sleep. The next morning I wake up to go to work and there is a homeless guy asleep on my couch. My roommate woke up still drunk and had made friends with a bum. And this is the second time he let a stranger off the street just stroll in and pass out. Great. You're probably thinking, what does this have to do with arts and crafting? Well, I bought this product and proceeded to cover everything in my roommate owns in glitter. Every t-shirt, every book, every pair of shoes, his bed. I covered his entire life in glitter. He will have glitter in every crevice of his existence until he dies. Did someone track out all over my apartment? Yes. Does the carpet look like a Care Bear farted all over it? Also yes. Did he threaten to kill me? Sure. But will he ever let another stranger sleep on the couch? No. Will I ever have to worry about a random guy off the street murdering me in the night? Also no. All for the security of just $12.44. Unbelievably staggering value. Cannot recommend enough. Sounds like a glowing review for glitter.
Yeah.
Snoochie boochie noochies.
All right, and then finally here in funny Amazon reviews. This one, short and sweet. It is a review for Star Wars Battlefront Deluxe Edition for the PlayStation 4. Gave it a 1-star review with the headline, "Congratulations, EA. You earned 1 star. Additional stars can be purchased at $5.49 each." You've played the game, you know exactly what that means.
Biggest waste of money I've ever had.
Well, folks, that does it for funny Amazon reviews. When we come back, we're headed into the final segment of the show. You know what that means. It's time for This Day in History. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Allison is perfect. I mean, she'd never tell you that. She's humble and perfect. She likes everyone. She even likes her untidy roommate's weird guinea pig. Allison, wait, are you texting and driving? Allison, no. That's the exact opposite of what I was just saying about you. Why, Allison? Why? Texting and driving makes good people look bad. Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org, brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Fenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. Get everything you need for the Kristian Fenix Radio Show over at phoenixmedia.us or on Facebook at facebook.com/Fenix Media Radio. Now back to the show. And we are back, folks, and we made it to the final segment of this episode of the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. Now, if you missed a portion of the show or you want to go back and catch up on any of the previous shows, it's easy enough to do so. Head over to phoenixmedia.us, click on the show's link, scroll on down to the Kristian Fenix Radio Show. From there, you can get video, you can get audio as well, or head over to wherever you get podcasts. Apple, Google, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor Breaker, TuneIn, iHeart, Doozer, Dozer, Geezer, Gozer.
Are you a god?
How about no? What a pity.
Oh, Dr. Evil doomed us all. Well, folks, while you're there, be sure to subscribe. That way you always have the latest episode. Leave a review. Let us know what you think and tell your friends, because why, Tone?
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring, which is why we do this segment each and every day at the end of the show. Drop a little knowledge on you, hopefully make you laugh at the same time. It is time for This Day in History.
Traversing the globe for the stories that turn the world on its head. It's This Day in History with your correspondent on the beat,
Kristian Fenix.
Thanks, Siri. All right, let's go ahead and kick off This Day in History with this day in 1429. Joan of Arc arrives at the Siege of Orleans. Of course, maybe she was celebrating that victory with her good friend Napoleon over at the Piggly Wiggly. Got the Piggly Wiggly trough over at Farrell's. You know what that means.
Excellent!
She was also in Bill and Ted, for those who didn't. All right. Moving on, this day in 1522, Emperor Charles V names Franz von Holy Inquisitor General of the Netherlands. And the Inquisitors were the people who were sent out to torture people for not believing in the Holy Roman Empire. If you want a true reenactment, just go find the Monty Python sketch with the Spanish Inquisition.
Oh, that's much better, yeah. Then Holy Roman Empire, Charles V. Look at my chin. Yes.
Let's move on. This day in 1715, English astronomer John Flamsteed observes Uranus for the 6th time.
Oh, yeah.
He it's so nice he did it 6 times.
He didn't get the most out of it the first 5 times. So, he needed to just make sure Uranus was there on the 6th.
To just make sure it was a clear passage,
Exactly. There were no noxious gases that were passing by. It is Clean and clear.
Flamstein log here. I've entered Uranus for the 6th time today, and I must say that it is a clear hole that I've gone through today. This is the Flamstein Chronicles, and I'm in for the 6th time.
Moving on, this day in 1769, nice. Scottish engineer James Watt's patent for a steam engine with a separate condenser is enrolled. And it's crazy to think that it wouldn't be for close to another 100 years before we would really see that invention get going with, the steam trains and everything in the Industrial Revolution. It took quite a while before that was really enacted.
Yeah, well, there you go, Mr. James Watt, the early J.J. Watt.
Moving on, this day in 1834, Charles Darwin's expedition sees the top of the Andes Mountains from Patagonia. I just hope he took the HMS Beagle where he rode on the back of, that giant dog everywhere he went.
Clifford.
Clifford, exactly. This day in 1852, the first edition of Peter Roget's Thesaurus is published in Great Britain. It is also produced. It is also made. Just other names for published.
It's also trash day in your neighborhood.
Oh, yeah. Without fail. The end of the show.
Yeah.
Rolling on, this day in 1882, the Electromote, forerunner to the trolley bus, is tested by Werner von Siemens in Berlin. I'm glad they renamed it because the Electromote is kind of a stupid name for a trolley.
Do you want to ride the Electromote? It is a little train. It connects by cable and it goes from town to town. It's an Electromote. We were going to call it Von Siemens, but Electromote sounded cool.
I think he also either patented or created a type of elevator as well. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments down below. All right. Moving on, this day in 1916, Irish Republicans abandoned the post office in Dublin and surrender unconditionally, marking the end of the Easter Rising. I bet the Easter Bunny was pissed they gave up so easily.
Come on, gang. We were going to take over this thing, but way to go.
Moving on, this day in 1961, ABC's The Wide World of Sports debuts. You remember that?
Now, I do remember. I didn't know. They don't do it anymore, it doesn't seem like.
They don't. And it had an iconic soundtrack along with it. Boy, I wish I could remember it off the top of my head.
ABC's Wide World of Sports. Din, din, din. I don't know. Let's see, YouTube.
While you're doing that, I'll go ahead and read this next one. This day in 1967, Aretha Franklin releases her single R-E-S-P-E-C-T, also known as Respect, written by Otis Redding, which I didn't know, and it became Billboard's Song of the Year in 1967. Oh. And boy, did she have some pipes on her.
Yeah, she did. So this was the 1969 entry.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony.
That was the 1969 one. I don't quite remember that one.
No, I think maybe they changed it up at some point.
Yeah, they had to have changed it. That was the 1970s.
That's the same to me.
Yeah, it looks exactly the same. We are going to ABC Wide World of Sports.
Well, speaking of sports, this day in 1981, Philly Steve Carlton is the first lefty to strike out 3,000 batters, apparently in his spare time from being a porn star, because that stash is epic.
Yeah, baby, today I just struck out, but I didn't strike out in the bedroom. All right.
Moving on, this day in 1982, American Mafia hitman Richard Kuklinski murders pharmacist Paul Hoffman by beating him with a tire iron.
Fatality.
Oh, that'd be a horrible
Did you know Kuklinski was known as the Iceman? And that's actually the inspiration for Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No kidding. I did not know.
So I watched the A&E biography on Stone Cold 2 weeks ago. Yeah, good series, by the way. They had Roddy Piper this last week, but Stone Cold's was, and he was looking for a character gimmick because he was the ringmaster, and he's like, man, this sucks.
That was a lame one.
And he was watching an HBO documentary on Kuklinski, and he was the Iceman, And then his wife like came up. She goes, "You better drink your tea before it's stone cold." And he goes, "Oh, I like that name." And then he mimicked his character to be based off him. So useless wrestling trivia, but
look at Tony with the wrestling history there.
There you go. All from Kuklinski.
Well, let's move on. This day in 1986, the Boston Red Sox Roger Clemens strikes out 20 Seattle Mariners. One of the best of all time. Of course, they put him in the picture with the Yankees uniform.
And he did himself in, man. He came out of retirement to pitch with the Astros that one year, and that was the year they nailed him for steroids and unfortunately tainted. But hell of a pitcher, though. Whether he juiced or he didn't juice, he was always just a big dude in general. So,
and I've said it before, I think baseball would benefit from everybody juicing because it can be kind of boring sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on. This day in 1996, Rent, starring Idina Menzel, or as referred to by why is his name blanking on me right now?
Taye Diggs?
No. John Travolta refers to her as Adele Dazeem, also starring Taye Diggs, opens at the Nederlander Theater in New York City.
And she's the one that does Frozen, right? Let It Go.
She is, yeah. And then if you saw Team America World Police, they had a very politically incorrect take on Rent as well.
Hey there.
And then finally, this day in 2016, Canadian musician Drake from State Farm, just Drake, releases Views, his first studio album.
Yeah, he's the stand-in. Stand-ins don't have lines.
They don't at all. Well, folks, as we round out the day, we like to run down some of today's holidays, where we talk about the things that we like to, celebrate. For instance, boy, this one's a mouthful. Today is the Day of Remembrance for All Victims of Chemical Warfare Day. Whew. That's a hard one to say. Along those same lines, it is International Dance Day. I'm just kidding. Those have nothing to do with one another. It is National Peace Rose Day. I didn't know there was different kinds of roses.
Yeah, I like Pete Rose. Charlie Hustle.
This sounds delicious. National Shrimp Scampi Day.
Hey, you little shrimp scampi.
It is Thank You Thursday, so thank you, Tone.
No,
thank
you, bud.
Viral Video Day, in case you want to see a viral video.
Oh, yeah, the one pop on Viral Video Day, no big deal. We're good crazy.
And that actually reminds me of a upcoming topic for the show, which we'll let you know about when it comes up. It is We Jump the World Day. I assume they're not actually jumping the world. It is Poem in Your Pocket Day. So
there's a poem in my pocket, and you won't give me your locket, so you can just rock it.
It is World Wish Day, so make a wish, find that dandelion, thing and blow it. And then finally, it is International Zipper Day. So appreciate those zippers. Don't button that fly because it is, Zipper Day. Well, folks, that does it for today's show. We will be back tomorrow with a brand new episode on a Friday, which means good news, everyone.
Good news.
We also have G-Man joining us talking the NFL draft. So, you know what, folks? Enjoy your Thursday. We will see you all tomorrow.
Spark and Phoenix out.